Good morning, ma'am, and my dear classmates. We are here to present to you the Mannerism art. Before that, let me introduce to you myself. My name is Israel Andre Arnaiz, and my partner is Ryan Jason Malto. Without further ado, let's get started. Here's the topic outline. First, the introduction. Second, artists and artworks. Third, origin and development. Introduction to Mannerism. Mannerism. The term Mannerism derived from the Italian word maniera, meaning style or stylishness, refers to a style of painting, sculpture, and architecture that emerged in Rome and Florence between 1510 and 1520. Mannerism acts as a bridge between the idealized style of Renaissance art and the dramatic theatricality of the Baroque. Mannerist painting characteristics. First is early Mannerism between 1520 and 1535. Is known for its anti-classical or anti-Renaissance style. Second is High Mannerism between 1535 and 1580, a more intricate, inward-looking, and intellectual style designed to appeal to more sophisticated patrons.
Notable Mannerist artists and artworks. Notable artists: Jacopo Pontormo, Girolamo Francesco Maria Mazzola, El Greco, Tintoretto. Jacopo Pontormo, 1494 to 1557, was an Italian Mannerist painter and portraitist from the Florentine school. His work represents a profound stylistic shift from the calm perspectival regularity that characterized the art of the Florentine Renaissance. Girolamo Francesco Maria Mazzola, 1503 to 1540, also known as Francesco Mazzola, or more commonly as Parmigianino, the influential master draftsman and portraitist from Parma, painted Virgin and Child with Saints John the Baptist and Jerome, Vision of Saint Jerome. El Greco, 1541 to 1614, the Venice-trained Greek artist who worked in Spain, known for his highly individualistic style of art, reflecting his vision of Christianity and worldly meaning, painted the Holy Trinity 1577 to 1579. Tintoretto, 1518 to 1594, one of the great drawing experts and a prolific composer of large religious paintings executed in the grand manner verging on the Baroque, painted the Crucifixion, 1565.
The origins and development of Mannerism. Religious turmoil. If the harmonious and idealistic representation of the High Renaissance expressed the supreme confidence of man, who saw himself as the measure of all things in the first few decades of the 16th century, this certainty was soon shattered. In 1517, with his Wittenberg thesis, Martin Luther declared the religious war of the Reformation against the Catholic Church. Man no longer the center of the universe. The insecurity that this produced was intensified by the most recent scientific discoveries, which put the world out of joint in the truest sense of the word. The spectacular circumnavigation of the world by Ferdinand Magellan and Christopher Columbus' discovery of America bore out the suspicion that the earth was round, not flat, nor was Central Europe the center of the world. Mannerism reflects the new uncertainty. The Copernican change in the conception of the world is reflected in the Italian art of the period. The art of this period, Mannerism, is the art of the world undergoing radical change, impelled by the quest for a new pictorial language. Reaction against the perfection of the Renaissance. The young generation of artists sensed that they could not develop the style perfected by old masters like Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael any further. The Mannerists sought new goals. They turned against the traditional artistic canon, distorting the formal repertoire of the new classical pictorial language. Jacopo Pontormo. Jacopo Pontormo combined the influences of his teachers Andrea del Sarto and Leonardo with impulses from Raphael's late work, as well as the painting of Michelangelo, arriving at a pictorial language which, for all its realism, it seems otherworldly. Mannerist painters stress the individual way of painting, the personal vision and pictorial understanding of things. They discovered the symbolic content of visual structure, the expressive element of painting. Parmigianino. In Parmigianino's painting of the Madonna dal Cola Lungo, the immediate foreground and the distant background appear without transition, almost fragmentarily juxtaposed. The painter intensified the idealized features of Raphael's organic figure drawing into stylized elegance with contemporaries admired for its grace. This confident and exaggerated artificiality, its contrivance, structures, gave Mannerism or Mannerismo its name.
Boy. The Mannerist reality. The Mannerists took the illusionistic picture space with its imitation of reality and transformed it into an intellectual picture space, showing what was really invisible and accessible only to the inner eye. Modern art has its roots in this approach, in which the artist's individual vision and view of things becomes the sole yardstick. A painter like El Greco, one of the great masters of Mannerism. El Greco and Tintoretto. El Greco at the Spanish court, where he spent most of his working life, along with Tintoretto from the school of Venetian painting, one of the most important painters of the second half of the 16th century. The reality-oriented Renaissance painters who so casually introduced mythological figures and Christian saints into this world prove unhelpful in this regard.
The Mannerist goal had explicitly not been to create a sensitively real picture space, which the viewer imagined he could enter at any time. Their aim, rather, was to create paintings which were not a depiction of this world. Mannerist illusionistic paintings leads into the Baroque, a suggestive style of painting in which real and unreal, the spiritual world and the perceptible world can no longer be distinguished, was utterly alien to the painters of the Renaissance. In 1562, the Council of Trent, which heralded the Counter-Reformation in the Catholic countries, it was decided that the mystical and supernatural sides of religious experience would henceforward be given prominence. Baroque art duly obliged. That's all. Thank you for listening.